God bless.
National convention next week. I can't tell you that we will be covering it as much in detail as we've been covering the Republican National Convention, but
I don't know that we can stomach it as much.
Well, I'm going to do my very best to, I may just have to close my eyes and punch a video and say, paste, cut, paste,
right,
go. And I believe that we are having an audio issue right now. My screen is telling me it's reconnecting, and so people that are listening live may be cut out right now. If you're listening to this in archives, it won't matter because I'll go back and I'll fix the issue. And now we're back to the live, so I hope that people that were listening live stayed with us, and welcome back if you got cut off there for a second. As I was saying, we covered the Democrat convention, and I've never done that before. And I've been doing this for several years. I'm in year 8, going on year 9 of doing podcasts, and I've never covered the Democrat convention. And I've got one reason why I'm doing it. It's not because I want to say I'm fair and balanced. Fox News can have that.
Absolutely.
I'm not fair and balanced. I'm who I am. And I want to show who the libtards are. And I want to show you in their own words. And I don't know. Last night I did a video recap. Tonight we're doing the podcast. Tomorrow night I'll probably do another video recap of what goes on tomorrow. Thursday night we've got the announcement. Might end up doing an end of convention video. Speaking of videos, you can go to edboston.com, scroll down just a little bit, and on the right side it has a place where you can subscribe to the edboston.com YouTube channel. Love to have you do that. We're trying to build different things up, and our YouTube channel is not growing hugely as far as subscribers go, but as far as hits on our videos, the numbers have been going up dramatically. Has a lot to do with the different topics that I've chosen to talk about. The Ark encounter ended up being our biggest video to date.
Wow.
Then the Pence and Trump issues have all been well received, and so go to our YouTube channel. I don't know that I will be posting any DNC videos to my YouTube channel. I may post some of my videos where I'm dissecting what they say at the DNC. You think I should check with my doctor about getting extra blood pressure medication for next week? I can do it.
Next week will not be a good week for me, folks. I can tell you that.
I can do it. I'm rubbing my hands right now, which is what I do when I get stressed out and tense.
Yeah.
I rub my hands together, and
it will not be a good week for me.
Oh, I don't take things out on you, dear.
No.
Do I?
No.
Thank you.
You really don't.
So, there you have it. It'll be next week. It'll be the DNC on the EBN. I don't know if I want to put the Ed Boston Network on there. I don't know if I want my name in the same sentence as the DNC.
Exactly.
But anyway, back to serious matters. We started off with the nomination of the official nomination from the floor of Donald Trump earlier. Later on, after that was done, Mike Pence was nominated as the official
At this time, the chair states that he has been furnished with evidence that there's only one P of the rules of the convention. Delegates and alternates, the chair recognizes and is pleased to introduce the Honorable Eric Holcomb, Lieutenant Governor from the state of Indiana. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Mr. Chairman, delegates, and guests of the 2016 Republican National Convention, tonight I have the high honor of placing into nomination the name of a man I have known for decades, and a man America is just getting to know. I already know his head. I already know where his heart is. In Indiana, some know Mike Pence as congressman. Others know him as governor. But back home, most call. Our country is lacking and exactly the type of leader.
Indiana Senator Dan Coates.
Mr. Chairman, it is a great honor to move that Michael R. Pence from the state of Indiana be named Republican National Convention as its candidate for the office Vice President of the United States of America.
Without objection, the previous question is ordered. The question is on the motion that the Honorable Michael R. Pence be nominated by acclamation. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Delegates and alternates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that Governor Michael Pence has the overwhelming support of this convention to be the next Vice President of the United States.
I personally can't think of anybody better suited to be Vice President than Mike Pence. We talked about him quite a bit last week. We posted extensively about him, and I guess my favorite thing about him is where his priorities are. And again, this is not something that he said just because there was a national news media event, a national convention, a worldwide audience. I have actually heard him say this in a
nominated by acclamation by this
priorities, conservative, and then party is third on the list, and that's the right priorities. And again, for those of you who are listening live, I apologize. My internet connection here at our residence isn't always the best. We live in a rural area and only have one source of internet, and it's not the greatest. So I apologize for any of the interruptions that you're receiving. Again, if you're listening to this in archive, you have no idea what I'm talking about, because I will take the errors out and fix that. But I want to apologize for those of you who are listening live. Mike Pence is a good Christian man. I know where he goes to church. And I keep reading that he's like a evangelical Catholic. And I know that he grew up Catholic. I also know that he grew up Democrat.
Wow.
I don't know where the evangelical Catholic comes into play, because I know what he considers his home church, and it's an evangelical church. It's not Catholic in any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know if that's something that people are getting wrong. I don't know if it's something to try to draw the Catholic vote. I don't know. And I've never heard him say that he was an evangelical Catholic. I just heard him say he's a Christian, which is all that matters to me.
Absolutely.
But that's an interesting label that he seems to be getting right now, is an evangelical Catholic. even though he goes to a church that is in no way are where they ought to be, being a Christian first. Then he's more laid back. His country, he is passionate about conservative Christian principles, and so glad that he is part of the ticket. There was also a gentleman that spoke on Monday night who many people thought was on the short list of vice presidential nominees, and that would be Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. Now, I believe that Lieutenant General Michael Flynn is a Democrat. You know, the label behind your name. But he is certainly not a libtard when it comes to Hillary Clinton. And I very much respect people who may be from the left side of the aisle that are willing to come out and call Hillary Clinton what she is.
Criminal?
Well, you'll hear him. You'll hear the audience at the convention. This will give you some hint. The name of the video is Lock Her Up.
Criminal. Exactly.
We do not need a reckless president who believes she is above the law. Lock her up. That's right. That's right. Lock her up. I'm going to tell you what. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I use hashtag Never Hillary. That's what I use. I have called on Hillary Clinton. I have called on Hillary Clinton to drop out of the race because she put our nation's security at extremely high risk with her careless use of a private email server. Lock her up. Lock her up. You guys are good. Damn right. You're exactly right. There's nothing wrong with that. And you know why? And you know why? You know why we're saying that? We're saying that because if a guy who knows this business, if I did a tenth of what she did, I would be in jail today. So, crooked Hillary Clinton, leave this race now. She needs to go.
Well, there you have it, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. The crowd there at the RNC yelling "Lock her up" and him agreeing, him calling for crooked Hillary to leave the race. My comment to Amy while we were muted and listening to the general was it's more likely that the sun will fall out of the sky than it will be Hillary to leave the race, unless she was put into handcuffs and in custody. I didn't actually say the handcuffs and in custody because
that's just like the world dream.
Well, he prefaces this by, I know this business. He was a lieutenant general in the military. That is a 3-star general.
Right.
He knows what handling classified material is all about.
Absolutely.
And he says if he had done one-tenth of what she's done, that he would be in jail.
Well, absolutely.
And I know the other side thinks that that's just a bunch of hogwash, far right, garbly-gook, and they're just saying that because they want Hillary out of the race. They're saying that because they're afraid of Hillary. Well, I'm afraid of Hillary. I'm afraid of what she would do if she had the nuclear codes.
Well, goodness, yeah. She's
Because-
liable to put them on her Facebook page.
Well, that's the point. I think too many people underestimate the severity of what it was that she did.
Absolutely.
The security of our men and women around the world was compromised. We don't know what emails were seen and what emails were not seen by the bad guys.
Absolutely.
But there were classified emails that went through a server that was easily hackable. And you know that all of our enemies have experts, probably as good as or even better than ours, at least as good as, that are doing their very best to hack everything that it is that we have. So you know that she wasn't immune to that. And to act like it's no big deal what happened, well, the Attorney General and the